come down from the high with feeling, and we're chasing demons through the darkness and the night. Oh, oh, feeling the heat as the flames burn brighter, and tensions rising through the smoke and through the lies. And the truth is you can't live without me, 'cause it's not that easy when the drug won't let you down. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give up, we go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give up, it's gonna take us out. 'Cause it's a killer, psycho love thriller. We go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give up, it's gonna take us out. Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give up, we go round and round. Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give up, it's gonna take us out.
Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day
From the latest scoop around town,
to feel-good stories and messages of hope,
a few jokes and live calling,
highlighting local businesses,
discussing hot trends and news stories.
a dash of feel-good nostalgia,
I love those morning cartoons,
keeping up with upcoming events,
sometimes trying and delicious foods,
weekly horoscope updates,
an occasional flying duck.
some sparkle dust,
Don't forget my bell,
and my wand.
with our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Here is a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
The Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Welcome. Look at this. Yeah, that's for you.
I feel like you could do like a whole Christmas thing. Wasn't there a thing with the Christmas bells?
That was
And
a
then we
candy.
did like a third one?
It was a
right?
candy like that.
Anyway.
Welcome to the morning show. And yes, you don't have to keep writing to me. I know about the boo-boos we had yesterday, but we're working on them, working through them. People write to me to tell me everything.
Why?
My life is an open book.
No wonder you're cranky all the time.
I'm not cranky all the time.
Can you imagine writing to people at their work and saying, oh, you did this and you
Oh,
did that?
No,
and
they don't do it for a negative. They do it to be helpful. Do you know that this happened?
It's
and
not always
that
helpful,
happened?
just to be negative.
No.
People just like, what do you always tell me?
I thought you were going to work on being nice. What
I am
happened to
being-
that? Where did that go?
I
How'd
am
that
being
disappear?
nice.
You're acting like him.
It's being nice. I just don't think people always want to be nice.
They were nice. I get it. I understand. And we have issues that we are in the process of fixing. It's
Training
not a
is part of what we do here. So happy
Listen,
Tuesday.
You weren't birthed learning how to walk. I mean, birth walking, you learn how to walk, right? So little by little, we'll get
Slowly
there.
but surely.
I'm not worried about it.
How
How was Roman's birthday yesterday? I think he was so
He
cute on the
drove
phone
me
with you
crazy.
yesterday.
His brother took the phone from his father and disappeared into the house, and they couldn't find him. And I had to sit there with this 3-year-old driving me insane.
The funny thing is you kept saying to them, give your father the phone. They
He
don't
said
know
no.
what father means. That's daddy. You got to use
I said
the
daddy. He
words
said
that
no.
they know.
He said, "No, I'm talking to you now." I
He's
says,
3, and then he put you on mute, and he put you on pause, and he said, nobody's moving, nobody's there.
He knows what he's doing.
He's
He started to
3.
laugh and he turned it back on. He turned it off again. He turned it back
He's
on.
3. Rowan was throwing furniture across the room.
He
It's
was hitting his
hilarious.
father with the furniture.
His daddy.
His daddy, whatever. I'm so happy for them. I wish them the best of luck. It's funny because when Freddie and Gia were growing up, that's the way they acted all the time. I said, can you guys stop it? So I put them in the room, then I put them in the attic room to try to stop the noise, and it just got worse.
I almost said to you, can you imagine having 2 boys like that? And I stopped myself because you did. You had 4 boys like that?
Frankie, Freddie, Gio, and Mara. And all they did was wrestle. And they dislocated Freddie's arm. I had to take him to the
Hey,
hospital.
Freddie,
Pop it back.
who's Frankie and
And my nephew, Frankie. Oh, you ever met Frankie?
I don't think I remember him
When you met
before.
Frankie, you're going to want to get married to him.
Oh.
You know Frankie. Frankie was with us at iHeart. So he used to go in at 9 o'clock in the morning, and he had the nips, you know, little bottles. And he used to go to the soda machine and take out all these juices at iHeart. And he's mixing drinks, remember? At 9 o'clock in the morning. It was hilarious.
So
Oh
funny.
my God, something I would do.
You're not even old enough to drink. Why would you say that?
How's your sister?
Oh, she's making a good recovery.
Were you a good nurse?
I did the best I
You
can.
took care of her?
What happened to her?
She just needs surgery. That's all.
She needed surgery, that's all?
Well, they left Bailey in charge. That was more of my
What
concern
kind of
than that she
surgery?
needed surgery.
What kind of surgery?
I can't really say out loud.
Oh, it's an internal thing?
Yeah, it's
So she's okay?
yeah, she's okay. It's,
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm very much okay.
Okay.
I'm glad to be out of the house finally.
How long have you been taking care of her?
Like since Wednesday.
Mm.
So
Welcome back.
what are you, like a registered nurse type of person?
I guess at this point, yeah.
You are?
Yes, I am.
What was the best thing about taking care of her?
Well, I got to spend time with her.
Did you cook?
She didn't like my cooking, so I didn't have to.
What did you make for her?
Nothing. She didn't like it.
One time I made waffles and scrambled eggs.
What's wrong with that? Can't mess that up.
My sister's very picky.
Mm. You can't
Picky
make
on
that
scrambled
much.
eggs?
And waffles? They're very specific waffles. Waffles with jam
Yeah.
and scrambled eggs with I was like a bunch of seasonings and like mushrooms and like bits of like turkey.
She didn't like it?
And
Oh, it
she's
was like a whole omelet.
oh,
but
she
not
didn't
an
want
omelet.
it. She really didn't want it 'cause like I said, very picky and like especially she especially hates ketchup. Like I never met.
So what difference does it make if she has seasoning and all she wants is
Everything's in
ketchup?
ketchup.
Listen, you're talking to a ketchup guru.
Oh no! Oh, I didn't have ketchup on. I'm just saying like she really hates
Well,
ketchup.
welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. We got a new show starting today. Josh has been working on the elements, a lot of elements. Did a nice job though.
Thank you, thank you,
You're looking nice.
thank you.
Are you
Love
professed?
suits him. Look at him. He's
Is that
all
what it is?
spiffy.
No, it's different with
He's
her.
looking. Well, she said to him, I heard her in the other room. She says, clean it up. I went, wow.
Did she?
She definitely did not say
I know,
that.
I know, she did that. She did that. Well, you're looking spiffy.
Thank you.
We're going to be working on some new T-shirts and new merch coming out.
I don't want to have that
Please.
conversation. I don't want to have that conversation because I know that if Josh does, it's going to take weeks. If Gio does,
Oh,
it's going
yes?
to take weeks. I don't have weeks. I don't have weeks. I'd rather go with the stuff we got. I'm sorry. I'm going to do it.
Weeks.
Yeah.
All he has to do is design.
These guys are perfection. Are you kidding? This guy, the letter T takes him a month.
Really?
He's a
I gotta
perfectionist.
go through 200 different fonts to make sure if I find the right T.
He does.
Really?
He's driving me insane. Where are the business cards?
They're ready.
So send them to me.
Oh, okay.
They're ready?
tell you
Yeah,
where
I
to
showed
print.
you last time.
Can we just change the name for a second set of cards?
What are you changing
Somebody
the name
else?
to?
Somebody else that needs a set of cards.
No.
Same card.
No.
No, it's my card.
Who's it for?
It's for the guy doing the Roku.
Who's doing the record?
Whatever his name is.
G-Man?
Arnie.
You
Aren't he?
can't give him your cards.
Why?
Because your cards need to stand out as you. His neat cards need to stand out
They're
as
all in
him.
the same company.
I'm not giving him the same design.
No. It needs
Just
a
putting
separate
his name on it.
No, it needs
No.
a different design.
Oh, Lord have
You can't
mercy.
use the same card for you as the business owner and somebody else.
Why?
Because you are the
You
brand.
and me have the same
but
card.
you and I are equal who we are.
But a business card doesn't dictate ownership
Yes.
of the business.
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
the business card states who you are going forward, 100%.
The business card only states is that you are involved with the company.
No,
No, it's bigger than that.
that's
Oh, it's a card.
Like
It's
the back can be the same, but the
It's a
front has to be,
representation.
it's a representation of you.
Wow.
design is everything. Literally everything.
That's
Yeah,
why if
it
we have a
really
design
is.
that we like, we should just put his name or whoever else's name that's going to be doing it.
You wouldn't put your name on Josh's card,
Well, Josh's card is a little bit crazy.
see?
But I
And
would.
Kenny
If
actually
If
liked
I,
it though.
if I was working with Josh and Kenny and Josh did the card and when he wanted me to sell for him, I would love the card. Why not?
Because I think your business card is a representation of you.
Yeah.
And it's got your picture on it, and it's you, and you don't want to give that away. You've worked hard
It's a
to build up who you
card.
are.
Jeez, Louis. Do you know? And he changed the whole design of the card.
I haven't seen the new one.
Yeah, it's totally different. And I know that I'm going to get pushback because they're a traditionalist in the company. I know it. You know what? I don't care.
It's black.
I just want a card. Well, why don't I just take a black card and put a black magic mark on
But I
it?
don't understand why you need two cards. We have a card.
I ran out of cards.
There's a
I
box
need
in the
one for
back.
AMP Media,
So why
for
don't we
AMP 2 Network.
So why don't we just add that onto your one card? Why do you need two cards? Because ultimately it's
Because
the same
I would
company.
like you said, I would like my representation of, because what, I'm gonna get pushback, that's why. All I asked him to do was to take my card and redo it. I'm going through all of this for nonsense.
But
All
I
I
don't
gotta do
understand
is
why you need two
reorder it.
cards, because everything runs out of one studio.
No, not everything. Sometimes I send the AMP card in different directions, though, depends on what I'm looking to do.
But it all comes back here.
When it gets done here, yes, but there are different directions that I send it. I don't want to expose what we do here unless I've vetted it.
I don't know. You're very complicated.
A little off-topic question. Have you guys ever had like a lucid dream before?
Lucid or illicit?
Lucid dreams.
Illicit, yes, lucid, no.
I was going to say lucid, yes. Illicit, no.
I've been having a lot of those lately.
Lucid?
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So it would make
What
sense.
does lucid mean?
Like, you can, like you're like somewhat, you're kind of awake, but not really, and you can like take control of your dreams.
Like a daydream.
And you know,
Take control of your dream?
You're aware that you're dreaming.
yeah.
So you change your dream? That's not a dream then.
That's kind of like in between that, before that REM sleep, right? When you're falling asleep.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
You have a dream and
Do
you're
you
able
have a
to,
dream that you can control?
you can control?
No. Oh, me? No.
You have a
Sure.
dream you can control?
I have. There's this one.
When does it turn illicit?
The what?
Lucid.
Illicit.
You have illicit dreams.
When does it turn illicit?
I think near the end. Let's just say
So
that.
what was your dream?
This one dream I had, just yesterday actually, I was outside in a weird version of like a warped version of my grandparents' house when I was a kid, and I found like a yellow ferret creature.
What?
And
Yellow ferret.
a yellow ferret, and it was biting me. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this. It's my pet now.
So did you draw it? Maybe it's your new mascot.
I could draw it. I haven't drawn it yet.
Why do you think you dreamt of a yellow ferret creature?
I have no clue.
Is there somebody in your life that you just met?
Oh, I like ferrets.
I
That's
feel
not
like
what I
there's a
asked
message
you.
for
Is there someone new in your life? Someone new. Someone new. N-E-W.
That's a ferret?
Hmm.
No.
I had a dream Sunday too. I
I'm
went.
sure you did.
It was a mall, I believe. I went in and robbed like a, you know, the stereotypical bank seller kind of things. I opened it up and took money. No one caught me. I brought it back to my house, and I was still afraid that I was going to get caught. And then the next day, I went to baseball practice. That was it.
Oh.
And then were you thinking about getting caught the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's your subconscious. He did something. He's
He
guilty.
did something he shouldn't be doing.
Oh, Freddie, for your answer, Freddie. No, I didn't meet anyone new lately.
No, because she was babysitting your sister.
True.
So you're good. So I guess no cooking up chaos today.
I
Because
want.
Baxton's out sick. So you gotta wait till he comes back. We're gonna chit chat about that because he sends me your shows at 2:39 on Saturday morning,
You should talk to him about that.
and I'm going to
No, I'm gonna have him send them to you, and you're gonna load them.
Okay.
at 2:39.
I think the
in
two,
morning.
the dynamic duo, should work together.
We kind of have a
That's
small
what the
crew-
Farrah dream was about. He's the ferret.
He's the ferret that keeps biting me, and then when I
Yes.
release him into the wild, I release him into a little rat hole where they're like baby rats.
That's him.
And the baby rats, he ended up trying to kill the baby rats, and then I had to get him out. I'm like, oh my god, this was a mistake.
I don't want you to fall asleep anymore. Don't have any more dreams.
All right. So did you see the writers are on strike?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge trickle down. They say all the way down to the people of the commissary, the food vendors, everything. Because without the writers, there's no content. Without content, there's no show. Without show, there's no set design. There's no people. There's no actors.
Do you know
there's
that
no
most
crew,
writers,
And there's no.
most writers work for the minimum wage?
Yeah,
Do
they
you
don't
know
get
that?
paid a lot, especially with now streaming platforms. They're getting paid even less.
That's
They don't
the
get paid
problem,
at
right?
all.
They
on
don't like. That's
streaming.
why they're like striking because they're like it's not fair that everyone else gets paid like a living wage because they live in like Atlanta or LA. They need to live and they can't afford to live. So they're like they try to strike a deal with the producers. All they asked for was a living wage, and the producers are just saying no. And so like
Well, that's because the streaming platform is with the producers, the only place they're making money. Not
What do you
every
need writers
movie.
for streaming platforms? Is it network
Well,
TV? It's-
there's 11,000 writers. I think if you cut it down to 5,000 and you take care of them, I don't think you're going to have a problem.
But how could? But there must be 11,000 writing for all the other content of all the other shows.
But that's
And then you got to look and see what the directors are making too, and see if they're making too much, and you can give some to the writers.
well. Let me ask you a question. If you run a company and
Okay.
you have directors, producers, and writers, and who do you pay more, or do you pay more to
I'm gonna
produce
pay
something?
the director the most.
Okay, so that's the way it is. And then producers, because without them, the directors have nothing to direct.
No, I'll probably do the producers last.
If you do the producers last, who's gonna vet everything you're gonna direct? Who's that?
Baxton.
I don't know.
I feel
Um,
like they're all pretty on the equal playing field somewhat. Like because they're
Yeah.
all in. They can none of them can work without each other. But the fact that they get paid, like they all should get paid a livable wage, and the gap shouldn't be so big. Like the producer should be making $1 million, and then the writer should be making 50,000. That makes no sense. The gap
No, you have
Uh,
to look at the sense of the business.
It should be like directors, then technicians / cameramen, writers, then producers.
Do you know that you can submit 100 written pieces and none of them get picked up?
Yeah.
But if one of them gets picked up, how much money you're gonna pay him $1 million like a producer? You can't do that. That's not the way the business is run.
I mean, it's like you said. All it takes is just the right eyes to look at it. You can
You're
write
right.
millions of stories, but they all may be good. It just depends on
Yeah, but
who
if I'm a
sees it.
producer with Paramount, first of all, you have to have some oomph to get into being a producer for Paramount.
And dress professionally.
Well, that goes besides the point. But the bottom line here is I have the golden nugget. So my writers that I have, you know how many people send me stuff if I'm a producer for Paramount?
But think about the
Tons.
content that you need just for your show. I'm not even talking movies.
Yeah, but all that started somewhere. There was no content.
Right, so you need content. We need content for every segment. Jimmy Fallon needs his monologue. SNL, they need every segment. They need their monologues. They need their intro.
But it's different with Fallon and the late night shows.
Why? It affects them
Because
also.
they have a set standard of what they want to do.
But their
Yeah.
writers are striking too.
Yeah, I understand that because they're part of the union. I get it. But if you get out of that environment, movies are made because somebody has an idea, a writer has an idea.
For
And
the
then that
most part.
idea has to hit the screen. There's a lot of steps to getting there.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these new shows are kind of too.
That's
There's-
why the
there-
writers ain't getting paid.
They're sending out way too many stuff. There's too much.
11,000 writers, that's what's happening. I have a feeling they're doing this on purpose because they want to slow down to get more creative ideas. I tell you, you're only as good as your last creative idea as a writer, and that's unfortunate.
But I truly feel that it's more about they just want a living wage. Like these people aren't getting paid for their talent and their work and their effort. Like everyone's there for
It's a business.
12 hours. It is a business, but people should get paid a living wage no matter what. If your business is making billions of dollars, you can afford to pay everybody a living wage.
You know, the bottom line here is that it's a privilege to be a writer for these major deals. And it's an everyday job for a writer in the regular aspect. A baseball player, not everybody makes the big money. Football, not everybody gets the quarterback's money. What about the guy who blocks? Shouldn't he get paid the salary as the quarterback? No, it's not the same thing. It's a business, and if you're going to pay everybody the same, then you're not going to have a business because you're in business to make money.
I don't think everyone gets the same,
Same,
but you
yeah.
need to make a certain wage. But then there's that trickle down effect.
So
You can't pull out
subtract
one.
from 11,000, bring it down to 6,000, and I guarantee you they'll get paid because there won't be any content.
Then there's 5,000 people without a job too, though.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
get it. I understand that, but you got to run a business so that the business brings in more creativity. I think that the producers have gotten lazy and they're taking anything that comes along, and you see the outcome on the screen. It isn't good.
No, I think people are inspired by money.
Yeah.
That's the name of the
sorry,
game.
they're
in that
motivated
business.
by money.
But it's always been like that.
You see, I'm gonna bring it to the school system. You see these teachers that are getting underpaid. They're not good teachers because they could give two craps. All they're trying to do is just live and make a living wage.
That's a different environment. That's a different.
It's not a
deal.
different environment because all these people are just trying to do is trying to live, and we have built this money system where that's all we need.
But
in
that's
this
the way
America.
it's always been in America. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The object of the
It's-
game here is that you want to be able to strive towards the top. I mean, that is the so-called philosophy.
The thing is, it wasn't always like that. During when the middle class started to boom right after the Great Depression, specifically the white middle class,
Because
they
there was-
had a way.
There
to
was
like,
nothing. The Depression, Great Depression depressed everything. There wasn't one movie being made during the Great Depression.
Yeah, I know. But
Charlie
I'm saying,
Chaplin had a Great Depression.
I'm saying, like you said, the rich get richer and the poor get poor. Yes, that's happened now. But there was a time period where the middle class was booming and was growing, and people who would work really hard. They had enough to they got a house, they got a car, they had the quote unquote American dream. As like different presidents have gone on, and they've made it harder for people to gain capital wealth, and they've made the rich richer and the poor poorer. Our country's kind of gone backwards into the fact that the middle class is now disappearing. But there was a time where, for specific people, like the people could gain wealth and just be middle class and stay there. But now that we're talking about the writer's strike, these people, like I said, they're getting poorer for the amount of work they're putting in. They just need a living wage. All they're asking for is living wage because they have the money to give them a living wage.
Yeah,
So
but it's like Josh said, teachers want living wage too. Police officers, firemen, they want living wage too. Well,
police officers and firemen.
if you're gonna criticize a producer and a director in motion pictures, then why don't we criticize baseball players and football players that are making $250, $300
I
million?
do all the time. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I do. They make
It is
a lot.
ridiculous.
But they're making it because people go to see them.
But it's ridiculous that our country, that our value is on sports versus our teachers, our first responders.
everything.
But you don't have to watch.
If you give a teacher, like right now they have what, 35,000 a year. If you give a teacher a $70,000 yearly salary, don't you think that their motivation to make these students better is going to go up?
Or to
I
become
think-
a teacher.
I think that the
Or the
problem
motivation
is,
to become a teacher?
I think the
because
problem is they're going to put a lot of pressure on the teachers and they're going to quit. I think that the expectation of doubling their salaries is going to be insurmountable.
yes, the
and
expectation is
unfair.
going to be a little higher, but they also
Higher.
should be a little bit more motivated as well too.
Well, I think.
Without teachers, our kids have no education, and then the future of our country fails to exist.
Yeah, but that's a
That's the
system. That's not a
trickle-down.
teacher. That's
But
a
that's the
system. It's a bad
trickle-down.
system that's in place. My sister is a teacher. My cousins are all teachers. My whole family works for the Board of Education in New York City. And they've been screaming. I remember Michelle's mother. She was in the Latin community. She used to teach Spanish bilingual. And she used to go to Farah and all these other local officials to say, the system doesn't work.
Doesn't
SAT scores don't work. LSAT scores
They
don't
don't
work.
work.
Test scores are terrible.
That's a system. It's a bad
None
system.
of that. But that's been, how old am I? 60, go back. 40, that's been over 50 years of people saying it doesn't work. But nobody wants to do anything about it.
That's become a greater divide. Look, our sports teams, I'm sorry, they make a ridiculous
It's
amount of money.
But they make it, and they get guarantees,
compared
Josh,
to
you know
the rest
this.
of the people
No.
that are trying to do other things. I'm not saying they're not worthy of making money, but the great divide between 35,000 and 35 million,
million.
a teacher who's educating your
250
children
million.
to grow up, thank you, that's even better, versus a football player. They're great at football, and I think it's amazing.
They only play,
But somewhere there has to be a sliding
they only
scale.
play 17 games, and they are sold out.
And I know it's rough on their body.
In
and they're putting
Philadelphia.
their life in
Now
their
he's going to
brains, I
turn
get all
around and
that.
says, "Do you know how much money I make for the community? Without football in Philadelphia, Philadelphia would disappear because of all the jobs they give, the vendors and the shirts and everything, the bars and the food and the truckers and the this and
I'm
that.
not saying stop the football games.
Well, if you're not going to pay him, he's not going to play. Nobody's going to come out.
But-
250 million versus
Do you know what a
25
ghost
million?
town is when you have a bad team? The Jets were a bad team. Nobody
What's
won.
going to happen if our kids have no education? We will have no society
You know,
as
but
we continue.
you're going to an extreme because you're throwing sensitive
Why?
sensitive
but
material
Why?
at me.
Because
I feel like you
Because
don't
one thing,
understand.
talk about one thing. Don't talk about kids and football at the same time. It's a business.
Okay, we'll talk about kids. I don't think, like, I feel like you understand that
Now we're going to talk
teachers,
about kids.
teachers at this point are at a breaking point, and a lot of them are quitting, leaving the profession. And schools, a lot of school districts who are poor, they have to go down to 4-day-a-week school weeks, which then puts pressure on the teachers that are already there. Like, our school system is broken, and I kind of believe that some people are doing it on purpose, but they're not paying them enough. When teachers have to go into their classrooms, they have to pay for everything themselves. They don't get subsidized to decorate their classrooms. They get nothing, which is why at elementary school, a lot of us had to bring our own supplies because the teachers needed it. Like, it's more about we have the money right now in our country. Put football aside. Buy our tax dollars to pay teachers a livable wage so they don't have to stress. And people in power choose not to. I feel like that's the problem.
right, Josh,
That's,
even if we go to $75,000 for a teacher,
that's
we're not
affordable.
asking for
Listen,
25 million.
Listen, we spoke to the lady in charge of writing the checks. I'm not going to use her name. We were at an event, remember? You remember her? Remember? Okay. We spoke to her. And what she came up with, the amount of money to give teachers is going into security. It's going into locked doors.
It's going to mental health
It's going into
counselors.
mental health counseling. She says, you know, guys, I have $1, and that dollar gets chewed up. And there's about 33 cents on a dollar that goes to a teacher. The rest of it is going south to protect the kids. You can't resolve an issue from one side without looking at where it's going
Every
to
school
come
now has at
from.
least one mental health counselor.
Yeah, you can,
At least one.
Well, you can go further back too, because she's not supplying her own money to the teachers, right? You got to see where she's getting the
Yeah,
money
but that's
from.
not fair. That's not. You mean her salary?
No. You said that she's writing the checks to all the teachers.
She
This
writes
one-
for the
She's the
entire
budget.
school system
She's the budget.
She's
where
the
does
budget
where does she
coordinator.
get that budget from?
from the city and the state.
Where does the city and the state get their budget
the federal
from?
government and city and state. It's all the money's intertwined.
You just got to find the root of the problem, not just that one girl,
Right,
not
but
the
not her.
teachers. You got to find the root.
Well, she's the one that writes the check. She has 500 people telling her how to spend it.
Wait,
But I'm
Well-
not gonna yell at her though, because all she's doing is just doing her job, writing
Right.
the checks.
Right.
But there isn't enough money to resolve all the problems.
There's definitely
There's
enough
100%
money.
enough money. We just gave
There's
what 30
definitely
billion
enough.
to Ukraine. Hello, we have money. The school, the federal district, they have
See,
money.
but this conversation can go on deeper into, you're going to get into the Ukraine and the military. Did you see recently, we have only one company in Louisiana that makes the military might that we've been selling to the Ukraine. And we're sending Ukraine material that we've had for years.
What do they make?
All the bombs and all that
morning.
stuff, all the stuff that blows things up, including something called black powder, which is really dangerous to work with, right? The damn thing blew up, so they're rebuilding it. So right now, if NATO had to go to war right now, we'd be in trouble. And I'm gonna tell you, and the Russians know it, and the Chinese know it, and everybody except the American people know it. And that's why these idiots are acting stupid in the China Sea, North Korea. They all know it. It's been 3 years since this thing went down. And we only have one capable of making new armament for our beloved soldiers. So you want to get technical? There's a lot of technical. This is not a one-trick pony. If you do this, it resolves that. Yes, teachers, firemen, policemen, all these guys should get paid more. There's only so much money. What are you going to do with all the other problems?
I don't know how much money was just spent at the Met Gala last night.
Those people give money to the education. The Met Gala, when I was in New York, was
I'm
the
not
highest.
talking about who gives money to education. How much money was spent at the Met Gala?
100 million.
couple million.
What do you think couple million? I bet you're probably closer to 100 million.
Now, how
The
much should they?
clothes,
How
the
much should they
food.
raise for everything around them?
I don't know.
The restaurants. Well, you
Like
if you're gonna have a
table?
conversation, you gotta
How
have
do
a
you
full
know it's
conversation.
going to them though?
Right.
You know,
we
it's funny.
never know.
You know, they used to be. What is the name of the
Winning on-
children's the UN UNICEF? You know UNICEF?
Yeah.
You guys know who UNICEF?
Yes.
Look back 30 years ago. What happened with UNICEF? the owner, the president of UNICEF was stifling all the money to himself.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
why you
caught
have
him.
to.
And he's serving 60 years.
See
Now-
Rihanna?
Huh?
See Rihanna?
No.
You see some of the clothes? So even if the stars aren't paying for their clothes, right? Even if the designers are using this as a platform to present and they are giving the clothes to them, you're still talking white carpet, you're still talking the Met, you're still talking crew, you're still talking a
It's
lot
an
of
event.
things,
It's the
a
main
lot of
event.
money.
It's been doing for years.
Huh? Okay.
It's the main event in New York City brings in a lot of money.
But where's the money go?
You can find another problem with it too. Is
You know-
that we're looking at just people.
You know, if Josh makes a record, and the record goes platinum, and he makes $100 million, $100 million, you're gonna give it all away? You're gonna give a portion of it away? 50%, 33%? Because I guarantee, if you give away 70% of it, somebody's gonna say, why didn't you give away 71%? It is the nature of the beast in this country. And I'm not going to fault people that make money in this country because they make it.
We're
They
not
were
faulting-
smart enough to do
We're
it.
not faulting anyone for making
Football
money.
players, that kid made the money, he deserves it.
It's
I'm not going to fault him for
I'm-
doing it.
No, it's not that he's making all that money. I'm proud of him for what he's done and all that. It's just there's other people to worry about as well too. We're all we're all the
understand
same.
that. I
All we have is
understand that.
each other.
I
Everyone's
understand
trying
that.
to raise a family, keep a roof over their children's head,
And everybody's
feed
got to
them and
hustle.
keep them safe.
And everybody's got to hustle, just like you hustled when you were growing up. Listen, I lived poor, okay? I had one steak with 5 people, and we all got a piece. I know that. I understand that. But I'm not going to fault somebody's, my situation because somebody else is successful. I'm sorry, I got a problem with that.
I'm not faulting anyone's situation. We're not faulting anyone. We're just saying the writers should be compensated.
For their time.
But that's why they have a union.
The teachers
What do you
should
think the
be
union? How much
compensated.
money do you think the union, who now has to distribute checks for their writers, how much money do you think they've
Do you
collected?
know that the teachers
2001,
union charges so
11?
much a month that
Yeah.
the teachers can't afford it because they're not getting paid enough to
That's
even
right.
pay into
And
the
if you-
union. That's
and-
right.
that's
You
right.
think that's okay?
No,
Oh.
but the union shouldn't be charging that. Why aren't you screaming at the unions? Now the unions in 2011 went out for 100 days, so it's been 12 years. I want to see what the union. And I used to be a union boss. Okay, I used to be on that side representing the workers, and I used to fight like crazy to get as much as I could. I knew I wasn't, but you got to ask for this to get this, because if you ask for this, you get that.
But this is our industry. You saw, I put it out because I wanted Mayora to see it. The writer's strike.
No, yeah, because Mayor wants to be a writer, so like this is harder for him to first of all get a job, but then also Mayor has to live. So like even if he did get a job, how would he find a job that's gonna afford him a regular life?
Right.
Look at Broadway. All those actors that are bussing tables and everything else. What they call it, a starving actor.
Well, look, Phantom shut down because of the money. It never came back after COVID.
We're depreciating art and what it is. Because when it boils down to everything, the only thing we really need is art in our lives. When we are sad, when we look for something, we go to music, we go to paintings, we go to stories that tell us, or movies, or all these other things that just inspire us to feel better.
Yeah, but even art is millions and millions of dollars. I can't buy a piece of art that's hanging in the Guggenheim. I can't
I-
afford it.
I
buy
can
art
go
in
watch.
here.
I can go watch a beautiful short film by students done at FAU for nothing.
I understand that. Even going to the movies costs me $40 now to
Yeah,
get a
right.
popcorn and a soda. $40.
It's
It
expensive.
costs to go to the movies. Forget about a Marlins game, and they're the cheapest in the industry. It costs you $200
Or you
to
go
see
get
a
hot
ball
dog
game.
stand.
But what I'm saying is that's the nature of the beast. And then I look, because the Marlins are winning now, and they're sold out. They don't see anybody up there complaining. Now, they do when they go home. It says, oh, my FPN out. I don't got the money to pay it. I just came from the Marlins
What do
game.
you find joy in? 'Cause so far I haven't seen any joy on this
I find
Tuesday.
joy in everything, but I
Is
don't.
this a joyous Friday?
I don't complain, and I don't complain, and I don't throw people under the bus. And I know that the teachers should get more. Listen, if I had $1 billion and I could take care of teachers, I would. I don't.
Listen, we're not throwing anyone under the bus. We're just saying there should be some sort of equality
There is
It's-
none.
in between.
There
It's
is none.
this-
Not in this country.
It's just the system that needs to be changed just a little bit. That's all.
In this country, equality. Okay, I'll give you another one. Did you know, and we are all affected by this, when you make muffins, the pan, and nothing sticks, what's that called?
Non-stick?
Called Teflon.
Okay.
Okay, stay with me.
Non-stick.
Do you know
cookware,
that
yes.
Teflon has a byproduct that in this country 60 years ago they put it everywhere? And we are all infected with Teflon PFDs.
They've
know what
changed
that
it
is?
since then.
Excuse me, it's still in the ground. They just ran a report. In Florida, there are 2 places that is polluted by this stuff. You ever notice why in some places you catch fish and they tell you not to eat it?
How come they haven't fixed Flint, Michigan yet?
That's also a big one.
And you know how much money has been poured into Flint, Michigan? Because the problem isn't in Flint. The problem is everything leading to Flint. You got to
Or-
go miles that way to
I,
fix
I
it.
hate getting political, but our lake, our beautiful, beautiful Lake Okeechobee,
Full of PFDs.
they haven't fixed that, but he's worried about people dressing up as what they want to be.
Well,
Okay. Right,
PFT.
where are our priorities?
PFTs is a very serious problem that we ignore, and it's killing all of us. Cancer rates,
And
Oh yeah.
and then
Alzheimer's rates, all of it is going up because of this. And there was DuPont that put it together, and they're still in business.
Yes, because they're a big corporation. Big corporations own the United States. The
They're a
government's what
big
runs.
business because they made something people wanted. And the more you want it, the more you buy it. So if I created a Teflon thing for biscuits, it is big business. And if I tell you cigarettes can kill you, why is it that people pay $12 for a pack of
That's the
cigarettes?
thing, it doesn't have to be business. It just can be art and love. Going
gonna
back to Russia and China, instead of presenting them as the bad guys, maybe we can learn about Russian culture and the beauty that they have behind it, or Chinese culture and the beauty that they have behind that.
I think that we
accept
are
them
one of
as
the
a-
biggest Chinese culture importers. Everything we had was made in China.
That's not Chinese culture.
But it's what
That's
they,
American
but that's
culture
what
that
they
we put
send.
onto China.
That's what they send because they're 5 cents to the dollar, and we make money. They make a lot of
That's
money. Everybody's
capitalistic.
happy.
That's capitalistic American culture that we've
But
put
that's
on
what this
ourselves
country
in
is
this.
based on.
That's not what life is based on.
Well, you know what? This is the change. If you don't like it, then they're going to say, then change it. Go out and become a candidate. That's what's happening right now. They can't even pass the bills to pay the government. In another 30 days, we're going to default again.
6 weeks you're gonna default, and if that happens, all federal government, anything that happens that gets paid by the government gets shut down. And then if that goes on for a longer period of time,
But you see what all this
It
does?
affects everybody.
All
affects
this
everybody.
does is bring out this lack of joy in you and the conversation
lack of joy.
anxiety in everybody
I
else.
already expected they're going to wait till 30 seconds before they come up
But
with
what good thing have we talked about this morning?
yeah, we have to change the conversation. It's getting too.
But it's the truth.
Eggs and biscuits or whatever she's talking
She's
about.
the one that
this morning.
started it.
We could talk about
disagree.
breakfast foods. If you could have any breakfast food, I would love waffles, eggs, and bacon. The best. I love American breakfast.
Ever
The-
breakfast for dinner?
The greatest
Yes.
cereal of all time is Rice Krispies, sliced
False.
up bananas, and then mixed together with almond milk.
We got some Rice Krispies in
Cereal?
the back.
Yes.
No. I know, but no, the Rice Krispie cereal, Pop. They have Pop cereal, the corn one.
Ew.
No, that one's good. No,
Corn Pops.
It's like corn. It's like corn, sweet corn. cereal.
Wheaties. You don't like Wheaties?
No, but it's too soggy.
Wheaties with the sugar on it. I can't eat that either, but then that
You have to
stuff
eat
is
it
good. The
really
banana.
fast.
Oh, berries. Oh, my goodness.
What's your favorite breakfast?
Actually, I love white cheese omelet.
Nice.
White cheese.
White cheese omelet?
Yes.
No ham?
No ham.
I love a ham and cheese
no
omelet.
bacon. No turkey.
Just cheese?
Just cheese.
You ever have a 4 cheese omelet? 4?
Yes.
Cheese? You like
That's
that?
great.
You
Yeah.
like
That's great.
She likes cheese. Why didn't you make a 4 cheese omelet for your
I
sister?
could.
For
If
your
we-
sister. You
if
know
I
how
had
to
the
make
stuff.
omelets?
Yeah, I know how to make omelets.
Are you a good cook?
I guess you could say I'm a good cook.
Is Braxton a good cook?
Very good cook.
Do you two cook together? Have you ever cooked something together?
Surprisingly, no.
Wow,
but
that's
I would
amazing.
really like to do that though someday.
Yeah, you should tell him.
He's a good cook, though.
But you know,
Is he
my-
good? Is Braxton a good cook?
I'm better.
Really?
Really?
No.
You like to cook, Royce?
I don't like to cook. I like eat.
She's on.
You know what's? You,
Hey, Donna, you a good cook?
Yes, I just don't like to do it.
you know, if I were to choose a favorite breakfast, it'd probably be like either like anything with bacon involved and pancakes. I love pancakes.
Bacon and what about bacon? What about waffle and chicken nugget?
Oh.
Waffle and chicken nuggets.
I just cook.
Everyone keeps telling me it's so good. I never.
Ah, it's the best. I can't have
I've
that
never
either,
had
but I
it.
hear it's the
Chicken and
best.
waffles?
Chicken and waffles.
Biscuits and gravy. Oh, I
That white
miss
gravy
it.
you like?
I
That white?
miss it
That's
so
so
much.
thick. And it has fat in
Alrighty
it.
then. I'm down for that.
Chicken and waffles. What's
You
it?
like that white gravy?
No. Not a fan.
You know
It's
what I
good.
like? No, you know what I really like? Oatmeal. You
have
can never go
oatmeal.
wrong with oatmeal.
What do you put in your oatmeal?
I would put like honey, like raisins, so like bananas, fruit, like any.
Cinnamon?
Bailey's
Oh, yeah.
definitely a foodie.
Like
Oh, I
cinnamon?
definitely am.
I
Like
put
that
cinnamon
shrimp
and
she ate
raisins.
the other day here.
my oatmeal.
That
You like
sh-
oatmeal?
That shrimp, yes, I had that for breakfast on my way here.
Oh, you know what
Well,
else
you
is
have
good?
that water oatmeal. That looks disgusting.
Grits.
Rolled oats.
Ugh.
What do you
That's
do?
not
Well, you use that.
real.
That's not real. What you? That's instant.
No, I
You know
don't
what's
use
good?
instant.
Oh, what do you?
You know what's
use?
good?
That's what I had.
Quaker
the rolled
oats.
Yeah, that's what I made.
And yeah, I put it in milk.
Oh,
I don't
you know
put
what's
enough
good? You know what's
in
good?
water.
Breakfast sausages. They can be really good.
Put that
like
in
the
your
chick-
oatmeal. Chop
What's the
them up.
difference between a
Oh,
breakfast
yeah.
Put
sausage
'em in
and a
your
regular
oatmeal.
sausage? Just the name. It's right. It's just the
Link
shape.
versus round.
It's like the difference between a muffin and a cake.
I like the patties better than the links.
What's the difference between a muffin and
Well,
a
it's-
cake?
Those are different.
Muffin is very different.
Than a cake?
You ever take a blueberry muffin, cut it in half, put butter, and then put it on the skillet for like 30 seconds, and it.
It's a Seinfeld thing.
Oh, that sounds
Is it?
delicious, by the way.
Oh, what?
I didn't know that. That's
Wait.
delicious.
There
Wait,
was
a
a
what?
TV show. I thought it was Seinfeld where
Seinfeld.
they just sold the muffin tops.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
that
this
is
is you
true.
cut
Those
it
are
in
the best.
you cut it
Yeah.
in half and you
Oh.
the same thing with grapefruit. You ever put a grapefruit on the skillet? You put and you cook
No.
it for like 30 seconds.
I've never done
you
that
put
before.
You put sugar on it. Not sugar,
Butter?
Splenda or whatever.
On the
I never-
grapefruit?
On the
I've never
grapefruit.
done that.
Oh my God. What happens is the grapefruit inside from the heat will shrink. So when you take your spoon, it comes out in chunks.
Can you eat grapefruit or no?
I'm not supposed
No? There's too much sugar in the grapefruit?
to. I don't know what it is. It's like a high carb content.
On the grapefruit?
Yeah.
That's
You know,
interesting.
grape,
And banana to my
A
kid.
banana, yeah.
grapefruit is very good for like grapefruit juice is like really good for like burning fat.
You have to be careful with grapefruit juice. You can't take certain medications because of it. It has all sorts of
Oh.
stuff.
I was on a hot dog, ice cream, and grapefruit diet.
What?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
What?
That's all you can eat was
That's
hot
dis-
dogs, vanilla ice cream, and grapefruits.
That's
There was a
disgusting.
diet out there.
That's a
I
thing?
tried it. I like burnt a hole in my stomach from all the grapefruit that I ate, but yes.
That's
It's
disgusting.
a thing.
You ate
That's a
hot
thing?
dog?
Hot dogs for lunch, hot dogs and ice cream for lunch, and I was like in college working, so I would take this to work and grapefruit juice.
What, to
and
lose
grapefruit.
weight or
Yes,
to blow up your heart?
to lose weight.
It's disgusting.
You know what Nicole never heard of? Beanie Weenies.
Really?
The
the
greatest
beans?
greatest
Little
lunch
tiny-
of all time. You sliced up hot
dog.
dogs and then you mix it in with baked beans.
That was the best.
It's the greatest of all time.
You never heard of Beanie Weenies?
You never put beans
What?
on your hot dog?
Actually,
You take beans and then you put cheese on top because you have to have something to
Oh.
hold
you
it
know, it's
together.
funny because I think I had that once.
Oh,
And then you
It's
melt
delicacy.
it, and then you put on a bun.
good luck with that.
What's that?
We eat hot dogs and beans.
You like hot dogs?
Yeah, I like it.
You like beans?
Yeah.
Put it together and put a
Okay.
piece of cheese on it because you like cheese.
I cannot put
You
that.
can't do meat and cheese, but you could just do the meat and the beans.
Yeah,
You can't put meat and cheese.
Not if you're kosher.
Oh yeah, I went
I'm
to
kosher.
I went to a kosher deli out west.
Ben's,
I,
yes.
I
you do.
told you, and I said to the guy, "Cause I have some mayo for my sandwich." What was it I was eating?
You were eating like roast beef or something. You were
Something
eating
they made,
meat.
a
Yes.
meat. And they said, "No, so we can't serve you mayonnaise." So I said, "Yeah, you can." No, do you have any? Yes, but we can't mix the meat. I said, "Well, what if I take it and go outside and eat it?" And he starts to laugh. He said, "No, I can't do that."
The funny thing is the mayonnaise is egg, so it's not even theoretically dairy.
So what the hell?
So I don't know why. It's more
Your
of a cultural
rabbi,
thing.
the rabbi that we met down in
Right.
when we went to the Marlin
He
game.
said you can because
He
it's
says,
really
of
made
course
from
you
eggs.
can. Absolutely. Because I asked him, hey, Rabbi, come here. What is the
I think
deal?
it's more of a cultural thing. You don't put mayonnaise on your meat, right?
No,
No.
I don't.
It's just
think
culturally.
You ever have a roast beef sandwich, a little mayo?
so. No, I don't think so.
You like roast beef? Oh, no, you don't eat meat.
He doesn't eat meat.
When you
know-
used to eat meat, you didn't eat roast beef either?
You know what I really like? Chili dogs.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about, a chili dog.
Chili and cheese. Oh, chili cheese dogs. Yum.
You eat that? Yeah, but then you don't eat the bun, right? Because you're keto.
Well,
They have keto bread.
yeah, I have keto bread. I just don't eat bread
It tastes
often.
it tastes like cardboard.
It's not bad.
Oh, it's very bad.
So that's on tour. We have a Tequila Tuesday treat for today.
Freeze it on the recipe. Freeze it.
That's a new show.
Ounce of lime juice, freshly squeezed. Simple syrup. Cream of coconut.
It's like sugar, liquefied sugar.
Cream
of
of
coconut,
coconut.
pineapple juice, strawberries.
And a pineapple
And some
slice.
rum.
This is easy to make.
It's
It sounds sweet. 2 ounces of rum.
It's a
Is
slushy.
it? You've had it?
She's not old enough to drink, so that would be a no.
I was on a cruise, so I wasn't on U.S. soil. My mom said that I'm allowed to drink as long as I'm not on U.S. soil, and I wasn't. I was in foreign waters, so I had it.
Foreign waters you could drink.
I
Yes.
remember being, I think, 13 or something like that, and we went to Senior Frogs, the Bahamas for a cruise trip. And then once you walk out of Senior Frogs, you can just drink and walk around with whatever you got on or drink.
At 13 years of
Don't listen to
age?
me. Yeah.
That was the last cruise. I don't think I could do a cruise again.
What age did you start drinking? And be truthful.
Probably 16.
Be truthful.
That's truthful.
Everybody drank at 13.
16.
No.
No.
I was,
No.
I think I was 10
When
or
I went
11.
to high school, like public high school, everyone was like, "Have you ever had anything to drink?" I was like, "No." I was like, "What?" These are all 14-year-olds. I'm like, "You've had something to drink?" Like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You have it?" I'm like, "No, I didn't know it was normal for 14-year-olds to drink."
Now, my sister.
She drank when she was
My
9.
sister would have a party just when my parents were going out for the night. That's how her lack of judgment was her lack of judgment.
She never got caught?
Yes. And she got caught every time because my parents would come home from going out and there'd be a house full of kids and they'd say, "Did you not think we were coming home?" It's not even they were away on vacation. They were just out for dinner. And my sister would have a party and she would get caught every single time in the bar drinking at 12 or whatever she was doing. I don't even know.
I started technically drinking when I was like 15.
Yesterday.
What were you doing this past weekend, by the way?
Yeah,
Yeah,
where were you?
Wait, this past week?
Uh-huh.
Weekend.
She was babysitting her sister.
No, you weren't.
I got a
You
little,
weren't home.
I got some text.
Okay,
They rat
Huh?
you out.
What'd you text him, Bailey?
Okay, I was drunk that
No,
night.
it's just,
And plus, it was a weekend. I was with my friend's house. Okay, I'm not. I'm not the only one who's taking care of her. I have my mom's taking care of her too.
No, I'm not interested in that part. Tell us about your friend's house.
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
I was at Baxton's place.
oh, I didn't know that.
Wait a minute.
I didn't know that.
She says my friend's house. She means Braxton?
Yeah,
Oh, so you were at Braxton's house getting drunk.
I know. Oh, not on the same day. I was.
How did he get sick and you're not?
How come what was the drinking about?
The drinking. Oh no. Oh.
Oh,
So I was drinking with my stepdad, like in my house that night.
no, you were at Braxton's house. You just told us, not your stepdad.
No, that. Okay, so they were on separate days.
All right, so we're going to go pick Friday night. Let's start there.
So okay, so like, I would say like Friday night, I was with my stepdad
Drinking.
and my sister. We were all three of us watching South Park together, and he had this red drink, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's that?" He's like, "Oh, it's a sangria. You want one?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, I want one."
So you drank sangria.
Yeah.
And your sick sister has sangria. So far, this is getting really interesting.
No, my sister didn't drink, but me and
Okay.
we ended up like watching South Park together, drunk, and
And
I
you texted Josh.
no, it was a group chat. I texted in the group chat like
You're drunk?
I forgot what I said.
You remember
Josh,
what
what
she
did I
said?
say?
What did she say? I'm drunk?
Guys, I feel funny today. Zarya, funny how? Bailey, I'm a little drunk right now, so I'll be fine in the nomenclature. Don't know what that means. Guys, I'm reading Sonichu right now. Zarya, fun. Bailey, I'm buffering, man. Very fun.
glad you and I were not on that group chat, apparently.
No, I don't want to be in that group chat. So what happened the next day? You went to Braxton? Braxton?
Yeah, I went to Bax's place.
And you got drunk there?
No, not this time. Me, him, and like a few other friends were watching like Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, lucky.
It was so
Evil
gory.
Dead Rise, isn't that in the movies?
It
I
was
want to
so
watch
gory.
that so bad.
Evil Dead Rise in
Yes.
the movies.
Yeah, I know.
Invited Josh and his other person over.
Oh, you can.
You didn't invite Josh and his friend?
Wow.
Doogie, we'll invite you next time.
Wow, you really didn't invite him? I'm shocked. I thought you would be the first one on the list.
That's okay.
Josh went to a museum this weekend, last weekend, didn't you?
I went to Norton Art Museum. It is
How was it?
beautiful. It's beautiful. I love
Where'd you
it
go
there.
last night that you left your car?
We went to Guitar Center for a little bit, and then we went to FAU to finish up the Elements.
Ah, okay.
I'm a good worker.
How's
No,
your
it's
movie
not that. I
coming?
thought something happened to your car.
I knew not because I knew they left together.
Yeah, but he wouldn't tell you anything if something happened with his car. Something, I said, why is his car here?
How's her movie coming?
Hers?
Isn't she doing another movie?
She finished it.
Okay.
Who?
Yeah, everyone liked it.
That's a non-talkie only because she lost the voiceover. on
Yeah.
it.
She lost her voice.
I'm not really like a horror person, but like my friend.
You're not a
Baxton-
what?
Horror.
Horror person.
Horror, okay.
But Baxton invited me to like He's like, hey, you want to like see Evil Dead Rise too? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
So what movies did you go to?
Evil Dead Rise.
That's
What movies? Where did you
Oh,
go?
Cinemark.
Oh, you went to the movies?
Yeah, Cinemark here you know something? I probably would have ran into you because I was wanting to go to the movies on the weekend, but I went to the other movies.
You like the movies?
Oh, wait, someone's here.
I love it.
Shay's here. You love the movies?
I
Yeah.
thought you were sick.
That was 2 days ago.
You all right?
I try to.
You don't have cooties, do you? Okay.
I try to go see another movie in 2 weeks. Like every 2 weeks, I saw different movie.
What movie do you like?
I don't know. Lastly, Avatar.
What's your favorite movie?
I think Avatar because, but the first one. Not the.
Which one?
Avatar?
Yeah.
Oh, you
first
like
one.
those animation movies?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you animate?
No, not much.
All editing.
Yeah.
I don't think Avatar is considered like technically like an animated film though. Like there's a lot of CG used.
For the most part.
Go see The Covenant.
The what?
The Covenant.
So I heard the head guy in Google who created AI has now left because he's got information about AI that he feels it's going to lessen the workforce because it's going to take people
Ooh.
out of jobs. So he
Oh,
left
yeah.
Google so he can share the information that he has because he obviously he couldn't do it while he was employed for Google. And he's going to try to make AI used for the betterment versus unemploying people.
There
It's
was
not gonna happen.
There was a video I showed Avraham. This guy was on Premiere, and this AI software was editing the video
Yep.
like that. I mean, it didn't take 2
30
days to
seconds.
do it. It took 30 seconds, a
saw it.
minute to do it.
Gio, send it to me. It's a big
Come
problem.
in or go sit next to Bailey.
It's a big problem that AI is going to develop because all of a sudden you don't need half the workforce to do what they do. Creative thinking, it does it for you,
And computers, they work billions times faster than our brains.
and they're
But he
nonstop.
came
They
up
don't
with
have
all
to go
this
to the
technology, And
bathroom.
he has now left Google so he can try to do some good in the world, he said, with AI versus what it's going to be used for.
You can't control that.
It's kind of scary though, don't you
You
think?
can't control it because what's going to happen is that people are going to use it to the better way. I told you to write the stuff that we need. Let's
Well, I
do
know
it
we
through
need
AI.
to do that.
Before
Every
they take it
drive around,
away.
I drive around and I look at people fixing the roads and I look at people building, actually physically building the buildings. Those are jobs that need human hands,
Those are physical labor
right?
jobs.
Those are physical labor jobs. I don't know what they get paid. I don't know the finances of it. But AI cannot do that. Now, will they be able to do 3D buildings out of computers someday?
Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
Yes. Right? But will you still need someone to lay the pipes and run the electrical wire
got-
into a house?
I got bad news for you.
I got more bad news, but you
Okay,
go first.
you first.
Me first? Okay. Let's talk about AI. This is from Time Magazine because I saw a TikTok video. I didn't know how true it was, but I guess it is true. Exclusive. OpenAI used Kenyan workers on less than $2 per hour to make ChatGPT less toxic.
Oh my God.
So they're using these Kenyan workers to scroll through all of this algorithms and everything to make sure that what we see is not toxic or anything.
Well, I got bigger news for you. A part of our government that sends rockets to Mars is working on a robot to lay the pipes in the roads using AI. And I knew you were going to be upset, but it's in the works.
Wow.
They're also coming up with a soldier.
Like in Star Wars, right? All the soldiers in Star Wars.
No,
were
Terminator.
robots?
Terminator.
Very upsetting, isn't it? So, like Josh says, all that's left is the creative space and kindness and humanity. Because if that's what humans are supposed to do, then that is what we should go back to doing.
Well, you know, it is what it is. And if you use it to the betterment of your company and you get ahead and you make a gazillion billion dollars, just look up Dawn and she gives it away. Sorry.
Or the betterment of mankind. Maybe that's really what it comes down to. Ready to wrap this up?
Yes, I'm
We
very
guys-
depressed now. Thank
You
you very
depressed
much.
us, I think.
No, not me. You. Not you. Me. I mean you. Not me.
You. I think you depressed
Not
us.
me.
It's
You.
crazy.
And
She
have a-
did it.
Have a good morning, everyone. Look at her. She's always
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.